Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 161. We're cruising right along. I think our friend Carlos over at 280 Plus might have missed a week because we're already now only 4 weeks behind him. We were like 5 or 6, but somehow he's only on episode like 165, dude.
What are we doing?
So we're catching up, okay? Consistency is key. Listen, we get it. We almost missed this week. I almost didn't sit down. I almost didn't hit record. Sometimes things happen. I've been at a video shoot since 8 a.m., so I'm tired. I had all this equipment there. Like, it was a whole thing. I didn't want to come back inside. I didn't want to set it up. I didn't want to come up. I barely had an episode. I just put it together. Okay. But that's the key. You gotta be, I said, the fans, they deserve it. And we've got 2,000 of you, dude.
What are we doing?
2,000 subscribers, 2,000 plus. It's 2,000 plus now. It's so many. How many are we at exactly? Let's find out. I mean, we have to have an exact number just to welcome each and every single one of you 2,016 beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for hitting that button. Thank you for allowing me to bless your ears. Thank you for not being one of, and maybe some of you are, but even if you are, I'm still thanking you. Thank you for being some of, one of the people that haven't been negative. Listen, something or someone has one of my clips. One of my clips is getting so many views and so much hate right now. It's my Spirit Halloween clip where I called corporate and I basically call them out because they don't have any female representation when it comes to the genitalia category of Halloween costumes. They've got plenty of the men represented with the condoms and the sausages and the bee stinger and the actual inflatable penis.
What are we doing?
But when it comes to the flip side, the other genders of the planet, they have to show it. So instead of actually, you know what I mean? So it's quite interesting how many mini skirts they have at Spirit Halloween. I'm not saying it's an issue. I just brought it up thinking it might eventually be. And it seems like the people who have found the clip are more upset at me for existing as a human being than anything else. What's hilarious about the subsets of YouTube and the YouTube comment space is that there's like different levels. There's like the full support mode where the audience and the majority of the comments, they'll support you. Yes, love it. Haha, I agree. You're awesome. Great episode. Great clip. Shout out to you. And then we interact. We understand each other. Then the other side of the spectrum are those who just attack, dude. Listen to the comments on the most recent video as of 4 hours ago. Listen to that. This is why people have mental issues. This is why we have a very extremely high suicide rate in this. I shouldn't say that. We have a very unaliving yourself rate, very high in this country. Okay? Because people are leaving comments like, why are you even doing this? This is so bad, to be honest.
What are we doing?
Comment after that is, this is really sad, man. Please stop. Comment after that, just one word, cringe. Yeah, you know what I mean? That voice ain't for radio/podcast, dude.
What are we doing?
Oh, here we go. So then I responded. I said, hey, wait a minute. You should hear the story behind my voice. It's crazy. And then they responded back and said, I'm talking, because I was like, what are you talking about? And then he said, I'm talking about your prepubescent little boy voice. It's not good for listeners' ears.
What are we doing?
This guy said, so then I responded. Oh, I responded again. We went back and forth, me and this guy. So then I said, oh, okay. I should just stop talking altogether then, ? And then he responded back and said, maybe do a show with an AI voice, or maybe a more robotic one like Stephen Hawking had.
What are we doing?
And to that I say, well, yeah, let's do it. Because guess what? OpenAI, we just got the advanced AI model on ChatGPT. And little to your surprise, I bet you didn't see this one coming. This whole episode so far has been AI. I've just been moving my lips I'm just reading the teleprompter the same way I did when I submitted this episode to the AI voice generator, and this is what it gave us. This is me in AI. Look, I'll pause it. Like here, I'll pause the recording. Ready? Go. I'll be back, and then I can redo it. And so this is AI Levi. Thanks to this comment, just basically telling me to just stop talking altogether. Interesting. So, man, it's a fun ride. It's a fun ride in the YouTube comment section as we've reached our goals of 2,000 subs on this podcast. A shout out to all you who made it happen. Our end of year goal was and still remains 2,500. And, I'm a firm believer. I think, what have we got? All of October, November, December, 2.5 months essentially. Even if we pop 25 in January, that'd still be a solid, I think, beginning of the year. Let's shoot for that. So if you haven't done so already, I'm going to need you all to, this is pretty cool. When you hit the like button, it turns blue and the subscribe button turns gray. So if it's red for you right now, click it and watch this magic happen and help out someone else online. And so it's just, it's one of those things that we're constantly battling with. You know what I mean? The negative comments only fuel us more, and that's exactly why they should fuel you more. So keep going. Listen, I gotta get ahead of it. We've got to get ahead of it right now. There are images. There's some videos going around that we've got sent, and the lawyers pretty much have informed me that I need to respond to this right now. So, listen, we're not strangers of controversy here at the What Are We Doing podcast. We've been doing this now for 160 plus episodes. We've got multiple pods out there. We've got, we make guest appearances. We've been around the block a time or two, okay? And so this isn't our first, we got to get this out there so the truth can set you free type of situation we've been in. We've been here before. Now, some of you have already pointed it out. I've been tagged relentlessly, over the weekend and just these past couple weeks. Oh my God, Levi, is this you? I'm getting phone calls, text messages. People are just saying, oh my God, looks just like, can you explain this? And it's one of those situations where, yes, okay, listen, I was in fact at and attended one of P. Diddy's parties. I believe back then he was going by Puff. The year was 2011. Okay, it's 2011, graduating high school. I'm in my prime of doing magic. I just auditioned for America's Got Talent. That didn't work out. But hey, here we are. We're bruising and cruising.
What are we doing?
We're getting invited. P. Diddy wanted me to come and do magic at one of his parties. Now, obviously, as I'm sure you can imagine, and your mind's probably racing already, like, you know, he invited me for other reasons, but he used the whole like, you're a magician fam? Great. Bring a deck of cards. I want to hire you as a magician for the party. Where'd the magic wand go? What? You know what I mean? Kind of situation. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And so I got invited. And of course I was like, you know what I mean? I've been to New York. They took me to, like, I traveled all up and down the East Coast with my magic. And when I got the opportunity to go to LA, of course I was going to go. So we go to Diddy's party, and I mean, this was 2011. So naturally we were popping with like the Khloe Kardashians. I'm almost positive. I couldn't say it last week, but I cleared it with the attorney. I'm almost positive this might have been a party Justin Bieber was at.
What are we doing?
I didn't actually get to see him or do any type of magic or card tricks. I tried. I looked. I tried. I heard whispers. I heard. There was one section I really couldn't get into. That might have been where he was at. And so, man, we were at this Diddy party. And the issue was back in the day, at that time in 2011, I had strict contracts. So like I was only there, like contracted to do the party for like 4 or 5 hours. I can only do so many card tricks. I can only swallow so many balloons. And I think that might have been the reason.
What are we doing?
Wait a minute. Was this the reason? Was this the reason? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, am I not logged in? Okay, so I'll overlay it on the screen. Back then, I think I just put 2 and 2 together, and now I'm going to have to directly call my therapist after this recording. Oh, I just figured it out. I know now why I was invited to the Diddy party, dude. Okay, so back in 2010, I had this effect, this illusion, this magic trick that I would do after I warm up with the card trick. I would say, hey, you know what I mean? You like balloon animals, right? The dog, a sword, I can make you a hat. I would have the balloon animal balloons, okay? Except I'm not a balloon artist. I was a magician, okay? I was an illusionist. I didn't make the dog. I swallowed the balloon.
Not there?
Yes, it is.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so just go ahead and take it up like this.
What is going on right now? Christian.
It doesn't. I can't chew it.
What?
This is incredibly difficult.
You can't do it? Christian, no? Christian, you can't do it. Wait,
got it.
seriously? No way. You're eating the air. Are you eating the air? That can't be going down your throat. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. No. 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 Nope. Nope. No. Oh God. You just swallowed that. Did that? Are you okay?
So,
Can you talk?
yes, no, I'm fine. It's there.
And that's essentially what I did, dude. And now it's all making sense now. Diddy probably saw the video of me swallowing the balloon and said, I need that motherfucker at my party. Oh my God. So, okay. Yeah, right. And so I would pump it up and then I would, oh no, and then just swallow it, take a swig of water, show my empty mouth, and the balloon would be gone. And it really would be because I really would swallow it. And now it's all making sense. Okay, well, maybe we should cut the whole thing. Should we cut that whole? So Trump's losing it, dude. We don't have too much Trump news this week. I think he's been busy trying to really sell these watches, okay? Donald Trump has been busy trying to sell the watches, the coins, the Bible. I mean, can you believe that Donald Trump has this much time? Can you believe that Donald Trump is single-handedly, because let's be honest, his team behind him doesn't really, I mean, it's really like 90% Trump, 10% everybody else. You know what I mean? They set up a few speakers and a microphone. They can't even properly protect the man. The man's getting shot at multiple times and Secret Service is nowhere to be found. It's 90% Trump, 10% like his helper and maybe his closest staff. And so like this man single-handedly running for president of the United States for a second time after they booted him out of the office. He's running for president, one of the toughest jobs and one of the most time-consuming scenario situations. And yet he has time to promote and sell sneakers, his Bible, Trump coins, Trump watches, the NFT, 4 drops of those, by the way, the digital Trump playing cards, 4 drops.
What are we doing?
There's been 4 collections. You can collect them all. I think it's like you would have easily spent $1 million of cash by now if you would have owned all of Donald Trump's digital playing cards that he's released on this campaign alone. And so he's just got so much time on his hands. What the issue has become now is he's just gotten a little, this whole Kamala thing has really thrown him off, okay? You can tell once he starts going off prompter, there's no telling. We used to be able to fathom where or potentially how long or what topics or what Donald Trump would most likely be saying. But now we're so far right field that Donald Trump, and when he starts hitting balls out of the freaking stadium, dude, there's no telling what he's going to say. And once he says it, it's kind of too late to A, take it back. So B, we got to double down. And that's just just being plain mean this week, dude. Just being super mean to Kamala and like not to her face either, which is another issue of itself, but he's just being extreme. Like, listen to what he says about Kamala, dude.
She let in, and that's not even mentioning the rapists, the gang members, the drug dealers, the child predators, and the traffickers in women, mostly women. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. Okay. She was born that way.
I mean, just get like, hey, man.
What are we doing?
Like, if we might have potentially wanted to run that by anyone on our team, anyone backstage, I mean, they would have given you, right here, Mr. President, we have a long list of at least 50 different things that you could say about Kamala and pertaining to the fact that like mental illness, okay, maybe we could use a word like, we could use stupid. Okay, instead of calling Kamala stupid, and we're not even calling her Kamala, Mr. President. That's how, right? We're on the same page as you are. Now, if we just said stupid, we could say her campaign is stupid. We could say her policies, her running mate, her dog, her husband, her beliefs, her cabinet, her everything she stands for. Mr. President, you could literally pick anything of Kamala Harris except for Kamala Harris herself to say something that nasty about. So whatever you do, if you could just pick something about Kamala that we think is, just go ahead and just kind of pick from the column there, and we should be good to go, okay?
Was born that way. She was born that way.
And then he doubles down, dude. He doubles down. She's born that way. Hey,
What are we doing?
like because the crowd finally reacted the way he wanted them to, and to double down on the joke is the only way.
Kamala was born that way.
Okay?
She was born that
I mean, and the issue is now he has to 1000% double down, even when he knows it's wrong, dude. He knows it's
That's what
mean.
you get to sing about.
What the fuck is that? Even though he knows it's mean, he knows he's wrong, and he knows it's not a very nice thing to say. I know, listen, everyone in the comments is going to be, Levi, it's your political debate. You're not supposed to be nice. You're not supposed to be cute. You're supposed to make fun of and claim that the other side is rubbish and that they're mean people and that they do mean things, and that's why you're not supposed to vote for them. But listen, dude, you can't blatantly come out and say, well, I think she's a mentally challenged person and she was born that way.
What are we doing?
It's just not a fact, is the issue, I think.
I insult her intelligence.
Well, I have to do that. Well, I don't think she's a very bright person. I do feel that. I mean, I think that's right. I think I am a very bright person. And a lot of people say that. I don't think she's a very bright person. And you know what? Our country needs a very smart person. And I don't think she's a very smart person. So I'm not looking to, I don't consider that an insult. That's just a fact.
Okay,
What are we doing?
The bro thinks it is a fact, which is the issue. And it's just nasty, dude. It's like, this is where we're at now. This is where we're at now in the race. Donald Trump knows that his Project 2025 is horseshit. He knows that he's losing in the majority of the polls. He knows that it's kind of, we'll see. I don't know. It's neck to neck. But what he's, I think, worried about is the simple fact of the point of the matter is that he doesn't really, his policies aren't as good as hers.
What are we doing?
And so now that Kamala has adapted support for the wall, and she's coming out again, you know what I mean? They support the guns and everything, and women's rights. She's checking all of the boxes of a lot of voters, and it's not looking good for Zaddy Trumpets. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is still in charge, and we're just purging on to World War III. And so it's going to be an interest. It's going to be an extremely interesting next few months. I mean, they're both just blatantly lying about each other. They both, at this point in time, there's really nothing to keep track of. There's nothing left to do. Your minds are made up. Nothing else they can say or do at this point is just going to be anything other than fodder for the podcast and viral moments when Donald Trump is being a just complete and blatant asshole.
What are we doing?
And that's pretty much it. I mean, the only other thing that's insane this week that people are laughing about that I think we need to take seriously. I think what we need to take seriously this week is this cloning of the sheep, and I'm not talking about the United States government, dude.
What are we doing?
it's one of those situations where it's real and it's happening, and I guess we need to pay attention. Listen to CBS in the morning.
My talk at the table is an only in America wild story, something out of a sci-fi film. An 81-year-old man in Montana who's been charged with federal felony wildlife crimes for cloning a giant foreign sheep here in the U.S. for hunting purposes. Let me try to explain this. So this 81-year-old man, his name is Arthur Schubarth.
Oh.
He imported sperm, tissue, and testicles from a
Clone sheep, a bad idea.
What are we doing?
Is the best we could come up with. This is the best. We are paying these people over $100,000 a year to come up with these headlines, and this is it.
a Marco Polo sheep, the largest in the world, and then successfully took that material and made a full living sheep out of it. Then he crossbred that sheep with
I'm sorry. I'm too busy talking over the man. So he took, what did he take?
Let me try to explain this. So this 81-year-old man, his name is Arthur Schubarth.
Oh.
He imported sperm, tissue, and testicles from a Marco Polo sheep, the largest in the world.
Got it. Sperm, tissue, testicles is all we need. Did you write that we're gonna get on that? Okay, sperm, got it. That's what we need to start.
And then successfully took that material and made a full living sheep out of it. Then he crossbred that sheep with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep and created a hybrid sheep that he called the Montana Mountain King. And the plan was to sell those, which he actually did, to people who wanted to stock preserves exclusively for hunting.
So
what are we doing?
This 81-year-old man who lives in Montana has successfully cloned a sheep, then bred it with an actual sheep to now create a hybrid real/fake sheep that he now has a species of that he's cloning and using for hunting purposes on his land. And he did this where? In his log cabin?
What are we doing?
Is the U.S. government, do we know about this? Is this new? I mean, I know for a fact that Alex Jones has been ranting about the government cloning spider goats and pigs and using their webs and their internal organs for bulletproof body armor, and it's all this hush-hush top secret stuff. But it would seem like this guy is just an 81-year-old man in a log cabin somewhere in the middle of the country. And by using a pair of sheep testicles, a vial of sheep sperm, and some tissue samples, he was able to create a living-celled organism that grew into a baby/full-grown sheep that he was then able to breed. And so we're just supposed to be like, okay, by the way, this is their talk of the table segment. So this is just supposed to be light news of the day, something they're all laughing at. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? This guy, he made a sheep. He made a sheep out of nothing, and we're going to give him 6 years in jail, and then the sheep are going to go live at the zoo, and that's going to be it. It's funny. It's light. And that's my table talk of the morning.
Called the Montana
What?
Mountain King.
What are we doing?
To sell those, which he actually did, to people who wanted to stock preserves.
He stole them.
exclusively
Or
for
he
hunting.
sold them, dude. Sold
The
them.
authorities were not fans of this move, and they've given him a 6-month sentence. The judge said this is to deter anyone from, quote, changing the genetic makeup of the creatures on this earth.
6 months.
What are we doing?
I apologize. I thought it was 6 years. The 81-year-old man only got 6 months in jail, which means he's probably not even going to do 3. And then he's going to be right back at it, dude. If you think that this is going to stop him, if you think a 6-month sentence is going to stop this man from getting more testicles and more sperm and more tissue from other animals, if not just another sheep, you're out of your goddamn mind. This man has a God complex. This is a Frankenstein type of situation, and he's going to continue. And now what are we doing? We're sending the sheep to the zoo, dude?
Or anyone from, quote, changing the genetic makeup of the creatures on this earth.
I like how you said he imported. I would love to see the image, the TSA image of the importation of the testicles and what else, the semen going through that machine, what it would show up on.
Of course, this man right here wants to see the image of the testicles and the semen.
What are we doing?
Why is he bringing this up? Is this the best he could come up with?
I like how you said he imported. I would love to see the image, the TSA image of the importation of the testicles and what else, the semen going through that machine, what it would show up on the screen. The guy looking, he's like,
why do you want to see that, Vlad?
I'm just curious.
Yeah, Vlad,
what
why?
it would look like to that person.
Well, now that you have that image in your mind,
Yes.
here's the other complication here. These are living animals now on the earth. I mean, he successfully created the clone. So people would be wondering that the clone of the Marco Polo sheep that he created here, which is usually native to Kazakhstan, is going to go to a zoo. So that's going to be living. The other hybrid sheep are not going to be used for hunting. He's got until the end of 2025 to sell them, and the meat will be eaten by somebody. That's what they say anyway. Just a crazy story.
That is a...
What are we
What are we doing?
What? He has until the end of the year to sell the hybrid sheep? Why are we not confiscating these? Like, what are we talking? He has till the end of the year to sell the rest of his clone sheep, and the other one's going to the zoo, dude. And they're now just living creatures on Earth. And know what? Like, listen, I'm not religious. You know what I mean? I don't have any whereabouts or whoabouts of any of that stuff. I don't know anything about science, and I don't know anything about that. All I know is it seems a little weird. Like how, like, do you know what, like how weird is it to potentially look out in your backyard and see the squirrel running up the tree? That's not a real squirrel. That's the squirrel that was cloned by Bob Ross back in the 90s. And now his cloned hybrid fake genetically modified squirrels are running rampant, probably the little white ones that live down the street from us. That's where we got now. The Bob Ross squirrel is now just running rampant on this planet. Like, it's just a little very, like, do they get their own section in the zoo? Where are they going? How is this allowed? Why have all of these clones not been terminated? Like, this seems like a very, very, very new / type of case that, like, we should maybe do something else about. Like, he has till the end of the year to sell that. You mean he has till the end of the year to figure out how to make this process as easy as possible so that he can have someone else do it while he spends 6 months in prison, and then he can get out, and then they can continue the research and the science. Like, do we think he's not gonna? It's the craziest thing on the planet. It's probably one of the crazy. And Kazakhstan, of course, it's the country. It's scary. It's very scary. And I don't know how I feel about it. And I want to know how you tell me. Go ahead. Tell me how you feel. Go ahead. Tell me how you feel. Listen, everyone knows the singer, the song. We play it at the end of almost every single one of my weddings. Well, I got friends in low places where the whiskey, you know what I mean? Garth Brooks has been a staple in the country music scene for so long now. I mean, I know people who would sell their left nut just to see him perform live. Like, Garth Brooks is it. We have this compilation here of Garth Brooks. This is just him saying like a bunch of like really nice stuff. Listen to that. Like, listen to, I mean, this is just the type of guy. This is just the type of guy that Garth is. I mean, he's motivational. He's loving. He's caring. He's a great father. Just listen to what he says.
Unity, loving one another, man. That's it's kind of what you spent your time doing. And as a singer, that's what you get to sing about.
Here's the deal, man. If you want to come to Friends in Low Places, come in. But come in with love. Come in with tolerance, patience. Come in with an open mind. And it's cool.
Disturbing, it was sad. Try to remember, though, we are the human race. So I'm always going to find sunny sides in there. You know, this is a longer conversation probably between me and you, Jimmy, but the fact that we do make choices very much on the spur of the moment. I deal in music. I deal in raw emotion. That's what music is all about, and all that passion, guided, misguided as it is. I think you saw the human race in a time that, for me as a person, seemed to reflect some other country's headline, if that makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
But it's here. And all I can do is beg and plead for everybody to take that second,
Yeah.
that moment,
Yeah.
take a breath,
Yeah.
think about it. Think about your family. Think
Yeah.
about what the mark you're going to leave on this planet
There you
as
go.
a human being,
Yep.
and with the children that you raise, and then make your decision.
Yeah, and I mean that's it, right? It's so, I mean, we go on and on and on and on about how incredibly, you know what I mean, Garth Brooks has just been there for everyone since the beginning. So this article was fun. Country superstar Garth Brooks has been accused of rape and sexual assault, according to a lawsuit obtained by ABC News. The plaintiff, referred to throughout the court documents as Jane Roe, filed the lawsuit at California Supreme Court in Los Angeles on Thursday. Jane Roe is identified in the lawsuit as a professional makeup artist and a hairstylist with more than 30 years in the music industry, who was first hired to do makeup and hair for Brooks' wife, Trisha Yearwood, in 1999. For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many millions of dollars. It has been like having a loaded gun waved in my face, his statement read. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I'm admitting to behavior I am incapable of, ugly acts no human should ever do to another. And that, of course, was Garth Brooks responding to the allegations in a statement on Thursday night. You know, so interesting that this is happening. Now, for those of you who don't know, I mean, our comedic overlord, you know, podcast host, Your Mom's House, Tom Segura, has been, I mean, calling this for years now. He's had this, you know, Where's the Bodies, Garth campaign. He's just getting this kind of serial killer kind of, you know, bad guy vibe from Garth Brooks. The same kind of vibe we all get from Tom Segura, of course.
What are we doing?
At the end of the day, and to the point where like people are going to the concerts with signs like "Where's the body?" I'm pretty sure Garth Brooks has blocked Tom Segura on Instagram. Like there's just Garth Brooks' comments on Instagram are just flooded with Segura fans like "Where's the body?" And now that this has come out, it kind of makes all that stuff seem a little out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, did he tell us so? What's going on? If he's capable of this, is he capable of something extreme as bodies in the backyard?
What are we doing?
So quite an interesting story. Of course, these are all allegations. Of course, Garth Brooks denies them all. Of course, the makeup artist says they're real. And, you know, sometimes in these situations, it's a shakedown for money. And sometimes in these situations, as we've found out, a lot of times the victims coming out against these celebrities, influencers, artists, people in the spotlight are actually correct. And it did happen, and they prove it, and then we cancel said celebrity and their tours and their merch deals and all of their sponsorships, and we destroy their lives because they are bad people. And I mean, listen, I asked my stepdad, he's a Garth Brooks fan, and I asked him, I said, hey man, if you found out one day that Garth Brooks was like a serial criminal, like, you know what I mean? Bodies in the backyard, bodies in the trailer, makeup trailer, like type of situation. Like, what would you say? Like, do you think he's capable of that? What would you say? Do you think like you'd be like shocked, or he'd be like, and so then my stepdad, of course, his answer would be, and absolutely was, oh yeah, whoa, I don't think that's, but that'd be crazy.
What are we doing?
And so it just, so it begins. I don't think Tom or anyone from your mom's house or the podcast or the network has said anything about this yet. I'm sure there are bits and commentary coming soon. But, you know what I mean? We'll continue to look into this story, as I'm sure it will develop. You know what I mean? The article is stating the plaintiff is demanding a trial by jury on all trivial issues and seeking damages, further relief. In the lawsuit, Brooks is also demanding a trial by jury and compensating and punitive damages. So they're basically, it's a he said, she said situation, and now they're going to go to trial and try to convince a jury who did it and who, or maybe who didn't do it. And we all know how those celebrity trials go, so I'm sure there's going to be news coming soon for that. Listen, and like we had this whole bit plan for this port strike, dude, right? This port strike, everyone was freaking out. Oh, the ports from Maine all the way down to Florida, they're shut down. How are we going to get our toilet paper? We have to buy toilet paper.
What are we doing?
We have to go to Costco. We have to go to the grocery store. We need to get as much toilet paper as we can because the ports are shut down, dude. They're striking. That means there's no ins and there's no outs, and they're striking. We need to stock on toilet paper right now. The only issue is, you big idiots, is that toilet paper is mainly made here in America, and it's transported via semi-truck back and forth, and other countries are getting toilet paper from us via the other ports that are open. You don't need to buy toilet paper. You don't need to hoard anything, because guess what? Strike's over.
What are we doing?
They postponed it, dude. They've postponed the strike till January 15th. They basically said, listen, you don't win because we're coming back, but for now you win because we're back to work tomorrow. First thing we promise. Like, so what else is this was supposed to be the biggest movement of all time, but they gave up after 72 hours just to say, hey, we'll be back, but we'll most likely not be back because in that time, we're probably going to come up with a deal and we'll probably sign that deal before January 15th, and then we won't be back and everything will be good and dandy. Just don't automate us using AI like China does, dude.
What are we doing?
That's why we're here. All these port workers are upset because the viral TikTok going around is showing that of these basically 6 people. All we need is 6 people in front of 5 monitors, and we can basically say, hey, drop this cart over here with this crane, take it on this bus, go this route, drop it off, and do the job of 15 American workers with 1 computer. So, hey man, don't AI automate us or we're going on strike. So then they went on strike.
What are we doing?
Because ChatGPT is a thing. And let's be honest, within the next 5 years, we're most likely going to automate and AI the whole system. Because if China's already doing it and it's just one dude behind a bunch of screens, that's a lot cheaper, a lot easier. No more benefits need to be paid. No more unions. Get rid of them. We can control it with a goddamn iPhone.
What are we doing?
And it's for what? The bananas? We need bananas? God forbid Americans don't get their bananas on the East Coast. Whoop-de fuck it, Jesus Christ. We're back to work. And don't even get me started on the boss. The union boss who started this whole thing, who started it all, his name's Harold Daggett. Harold Daggett, the union boss who vowed to cripple the U.S. economy if ports don't ban automation and raise dock workers' wages sharply. You know why? Because he looks like this. This is what he looks like. He's old and he's cranky and he looks like this.
What are we doing?
This is why. This is why we're fighting the AI. Because this man doesn't know how to use his iPhone 13, let alone the new computer systems they'd have to bring in as soon as they AI automate the whole fucking dock system. So he's scared of change, and he doesn't want to lose his job. You know why? Because his job's real cushiony, because he's out there preaching from his Bentley convertible parked outside his sprawling mansion in New Jersey this week. Exclusive photos obtained by the Post reveal photos taken by a drone on Tuesday show that British luxury car parked with the top up outside of what appears to be a 5-car garage that's connected to his 7,000 square foot. Oh, man. 7,000 square foot home. The Hawking 2-story mansion is located on a 10-acre property in Sparta with in a leafy enclave 50 miles west of New York City, and it encircles a spacious backyard patio with, of course, a pool. Oh, look at that. Look at that, Zaddy. Wouldn't you want to come home to that every day?
What are we doing?
Of course we need the port workers' wages raised, babes, because if the port workers' wages get raised, that means the managers and the supervisors' wages get raised, and you can't afford a house like this if your wages don't go up every 6 to 18 months. So of course we're going to be upset when they don't raise your wages, okay? But it's fine because it's all over now. It's 72 hours later. It's all done. It's postponed. We'll see you on January 15th.
What are we doing?
You know what I mean? It's just, was it? And so now, of course, listen to this shit. Here's the conspiracy theories. You ready for this? We've got two major ones. The conspiracy theory is this whole port shutdown situation was orchestrated by the federal government so they could put an end to P. Diddy's sex trafficking, child trafficking ring, because they would bring the children over in the shipping containers via the United States East Coast ports.
What are we doing?
Because the West Coast ports are too heavily monitored because they're closer to Russia. So they think Russia's sending over like nuclear bombs and shit. So they check those. So Diddy sends his kids to the East Coast ports because he owns an island. There's an island right off the coast of one of the shipping ports. So he gets them shipped right there, dude. And so then when the kids are there, he can just have them shuttled right over to his mansion and then right into the Diddy parties, dude. Get them in, get them out of the crates, get them cleaned up, get them into the Diddy party.
What are we doing?
And then, of course, the other conspiracy about the whole thing is that the government shut down the ports so that it would cause mass hysteria at the grocery stores like it did for Costco. We've seen massive lines out the doors at Costco's, grocery stores in the last 72 hours of people getting all the essential milk, toilet paper, paper towels, everything else they think they need, bananas, the perishables, everything that the news has told you that you are going to need, because these ports will be shut down for months to come, if not into 2025. So you never know. We've got to stock up, folks, and that's the bottom line, which was all a bunch of horse shit as normal, as usual. You didn't have to stock up on anything. Everything's fine. It's back to normal. The ports are open. We're going to have everything stocked on Monday, baby girl. So calm down.
What are we doing?
And speaking of Costco, the lines out of Costco for all this was like crazy wazy, but this Costco family, dude. Can we talk about the Costco family? I haven't really seen any of the Costco family videos up until this point, but this guy This guy, Costco Family, this guy is clearly the father, is clearly someone who has been trying to get famous for years now. Years, this man, he's tried the Vines, he's tried the Facebook videos, he's tried the YouTube on his own. He's tried it all. He's tried a sports career. He's been trying to be in the spotlight for centuries. And now that he's finally got this hook, he is exploiting the shit. He is stressing out the ever-living shit out of his teenage kids and the rest of his family. I mean, just look at, like here, is this one? Here's one. Yeah, this is it. Watch this, dude. This is just utterly, like the father is on the other side of this video with a gun, dude.
What are we doing?
Guys, of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
It's a double chunk chocolate cookie!
What are we doing?
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try out the furniture.
We're Costco guys. Of course we work out with the tires.
This is
We're
it.
Costco guys. What the heck is this thing?
This is it.
We're Costco guys. Of course we look at every TV in the place every time we come in.
This is it.
What are we doing?
This is the peak. This is the peak of America. This is the peak of social media. Kim Kardashian leaked her sex tape with Ray J so these guys could walk. I mean, or whatever the phrase is. This is the epitome. This is the peak. This is where we go. There's no more beyond this.
What are we doing?
You cannot. You simply cannot get higher. You simply cannot get more. All of the meters are set to max here. The cringe level, the viral level, the every level of every single category that this falls into of how wrong it is, how disturbing it is, it is one of the most, these guys, I want nothing to do with these people. Look at this. Just look at them. Look at this. Watch this. Here we go.
That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom across the red, white, and blue. We bring the boom.
I literally at the end of this episode might unalive myself.
What are we doing?
They have music now. They have someone told them they should have music. Probably Gary Vaynerchuk, and that's who this guy is, by the way. This dad here. Oh yeah.
Still bringing it.
Oh my God.
Still bringing it. Who said one hit wonder would bring the boom? We're back bringing it strong, so turn up the volume.
Gotta bring the boom strong, bring the boom with no fear. Bring the boom was the song of the summer this year.
Put him on the boom meter, we're gonna rate it. Put the fries in the bag now, already ate it.
Boom and doom in the restaurant.
I want.
Noise, taking the field with the Boca Beach Boys.
Busting on the rap scene like Slim Shady. Throwing with the ball just like Tom Brady.
Throwing up weight that others can't budge. Smashing home runs like Aaron Judge.
Across the world.
Okay, go back. Right, where was it at? Right
like
here.
Tom Brady.
Throwing up weight that others can't budge.
I want him to take this bat right here and bash it across my fucking face.
What are we doing?
I want this child right here to take that bat and just bash in my skull, because if I ever, this is due to Barstool Sports, I think. These boys, they took him to Barstool Sports. They've got to deal with them now. I mean, this is where society has taken us, and this is as far as we can go. This is as far as we can go. We've now got music videos for this family. We've got people just going up to them saying boom. Like, that's their shit. This is their shit. Watch this. Look, this is a guy. Oh, it's Frank the Tank. I was going to say a homeless guy, but it's Frank the Tank from Barstool. I mean.
Hey, JJ.
Big Justice.
And look who we ran into on the way out of Barstool Sports. It's Frank the Tank. Boom. Frank the Tank and Barstool Sports bring the boom.
It just doesn't get any better.
What are we doing?
This is it. This is the peak. I'm going to stop now, I think. I think I'm definitely 100% going to stop. I'm going to stop creating. I'm going to stop podcasting. I'm going to stop doing work. I'm going to get rid of the house. My family is probably going to be homeless after this because there's no way I can compete with this. There's nothing else I can do. I mean, look at what is this?
What do you guys think of my new shirt? Hey, it's Sammy, Ty, and Luna. Luna, did you ever have a double chunk chocolate cookie? It really brings the...
This man should not be within 1,500 feet of a child.
What are we doing?
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. This Costco, I think the dad needs to be put away. You thought Garth Brooks and his, essay allegations, you thought that was a shock? Boy, oh boy, wait till you find out what this guy allegedly, most likely in my opinion, is probably doing to his listen, at the very least, the mental, psychological workflow of this AJ child's brain is 100% now fucked. This fame, this newfound fame is going to go away. And this teenage boy is not going to know how to deal with it. His parents will be fine and they'll tell him to get over it, but that's going to send him into a depressed spiral. And he's going to have serious, mark my word, probably, I guarantee you're going to end up spending a lot of that money you're making off of Barstool Sports, probably sending the boy to therapy and psychiatrists once he gets into his late teens, early 20s. All I'm saying is keep it in check and keep it in mind. And that's all. It's the Costco family. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Levi McCurdy. This has been episode 161. I'm so sorry it was a honking, flaming piece of shit. But if you listened to it, thank you so much. Thank you for getting me past 2,000 subscribers. Thank you for getting me to 161 episodes. We're going to be back refreshed next Friday with an all-new episode, all new stories, all new things to do. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Check out our friends and all their podcasts and everything they're doing. And thank you guys for making us the number one podcast, I think, on the planet. Are we number one now, or did Hawk Tua passed us? We're now number 2. Joe Rogan's like number 8. Hawk Tua is now the number 1 podcast on the planet, and we're like number 2. We're right behind her. We just got to spit on a few more things, and we're going to get that number 1 spot from fucking Haley Welch. You mark my words. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name's Levi McCurdy. I'll catch you next time, dude. Peace out, everybody.
What are we doing?